What's going on, YouTube? Billy Rains here. How's everybody doing today? Me? I was gonna say I'm doing pretty good, but to be honest, the Rangers lost last night for the first time in the playoffs, and well, I'm not taking it well. But you, you guys don't. Anyway, you guys don't care about that, do you? Well, I don't know if you're gonna care about anything I have to say today. Um, Basically, I was just, I've been doing the YouTubes for a long time, like 5.5 years now. I've been doing the YouTubes, and recently I've kind of tried to make some videos, and to varying levels of success, right? But you know what? I've been making these videos, and you know what I really miss? I miss just in the morning when I'm headed into work and I just hit the record button, just 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 hit the record button, just sit backwards in my chair and just chew the fat with you guys. You know what I mean? Just talk it out. Talk about what I'm doing, talking about what I'm watching on the YouTubes, talk about, different things. Different things I got going on in my life. And I really miss that style of content that I was making. You know, I do. I miss it. The jump cuts are cool. The characters are cool. Trying to think of a video topic. It's cool. It's all real cool. And I will probably still do all of that, right? Because I do love making videos. Right? I love making something. I love recording it. I love editing it up. I love cutting out the ums and the what's going. I love cutting all that. I love everything about video making. Right. I love once you put that video. I love once you put that video up and you're sitting there and you're watching the analytics, trying to see where it ranks out of your last 10 videos. I I love every bit of it. I love doing the YouTube stuff, right? But I do love just hitting the record button and just talking. And just talking on my little morning drive, right? So maybe that's what I'll call this little series of videos. I doubt they'll do well. A lot of my videos aren't really doing well anyway. I don't know exactly why that is. Could be tons and tons of inconsistency, a lackluster upload schedule, poor quality. Um, a couple of years ago, I just fucking took my entire channel down for 3 months. I've done just about everything I could do to try to just mess this thing up. But at the end of the day, I like YouTubing, you know. So I just keep doing it. I may take a break here and there. I may do this, do that, whatever, right? But I always come back. I don't know why that is. I don't know if there's something wrong with me or if I'm just a narcissist or what. I don't think I am, but you never know. Maybe we all are a little bit, you know. I just I just like YouTube, you know. And look, it's not for the money, right? I make $20. I think when I checked it this morning, because I even if I don't make a video, I don't know if it's just muscle memory from all those years of waking up and the first thing you do is checking your YouTube Studio app. I still do it, you know. Maybe not every single day anymore, but I still do it. And gotta say, the analytics on the channel, they are not looking great. They are not looking great. But like I said, that's it's not really why I do it. I do it because I like to do YouTube. Another, if we'll get into the meat and potatoes of it, right? Another issue with my YouTube, why my YouTube channel goes through these periods where it doesn't do as good is I'll make these side channels, right? And they go well sometimes, sometimes they don't, you know. But this last time I made one was tough, right? Some of you might have seen it. It was called The Hardest Texan. And not gonna lie to you, it was not the hardest thing I'd ever done. You know, the Hardest Texan came about because, well, I used to have a channel called The Truck and Talk, and I really liked The Truck and Talk, right? But I kind of got to a point where The Truck and Talk kind of, I don't know, I don't even really remember. I guess that just goes to show how crazy YouTube is. I don't even really remember what ran me off that time. Yeah, it's weird. I don't even remember. I do remember the Hardest Texan, right? I do remember that. And I remember why that ended. That ended. I mean, I got ran off, right? I got ran off from the trucking drama YouTube space. And if I was gonna give someone credit for that, right? If somebody wanted the Boy Scout badge for running the Hardest Texan off of YouTube, I would probably, if it was one badge, I'd have to break it in half, and I'd have to give half of it to Elite and half of it to JD, right? It wasn't TC Boggs, it wasn't anybody else, right? Now, TC Boggs did start it, right? Because it came to a moment where I was attacking TC Boggs, and it got to a point where I'd look in the mirror and I'd say, uh, you're wrong in this. You know, you're wrong. To myself, I said this to myself. I said, you're wrong. You lose. You you are not operating from a moral higher ground here. You're just not, you know. I don't remember exactly what the live feed was about, but there was a time um, where TC Boggs made a live feed. It was a live feed. It was like in the morning or early afternoon or something like that, and he was basically saying like, I'm done with this. I'm not talking about this no more. Yada yada yada. Right? And when I was sitting there listening to this video, when when it all clicked. It all clicked that I was wrong, and I was I had lost this this situation. I was not only the loser, I was a loser, right? And that, taking L's is never easy, right? Taking L's never easy, never tastes good, never feels good, nothing like that. So that was the start of it, right? And that kind of just, I'm probably not telling nobody nothing they don't know, but that kind of started the the downhill trajectory tra- trajectory of what I was doing, you know, because that led to JD versus Elite, right? And when that started, that that really sucked because I I really liked that group of guys, right? So basically, these two guys who I'm friends with both of them. Thought thought I was friends with both of them, right? I thought I was, right? And I probably was. But these guys start going at it, right? And it gets personal, it gets shitty. People start talking about exposing it, and it just I had a visceral reaction to it. You know what I mean? And I was like, I don't like this. You know what I'm saying? I don't. Oh, I remember why I deleted the truck and talk, because I deleted all my side channels. All my side channels I deleted at one point when me and Elite we were gonna go the straight and narrow, and we were gonna be done with it. That's why I deleted it. Back to the other thing though. Hopping around a little bit here. Take a swig of my Monster Zero Sugar for the working man. But yeah, so these guys start going at it. They start kind of threatening to like put the text messages out and like expose each other. And I just did not want nothing to do with that, you know. Now I went back and I read through a lot of the text messages that we had sent. There was some bad, nothing that was just gonna. There was nothing that was just gonna like burn fucking YouTube to the ground, but there was some bad stuff in there, you know, um, on all parts. But it never, unless you got the entire thing from beginning to end. I think just taking bits and pieces out of context probably could have looked bad. But neither here nor there. These guys were gonna go at it, and that I didn't want anything to do with it. You know what I mean? Because honestly, it felt like fucking it felt like World War III, and I was trying to be Switzerland. You know what I mean? And I just didn't like it. Um, so I deleted the hardest Texan channel, never to be seen again. Which, believe me, the irony of that, it's not lost on me, right? The irony of having a channel, calling it the hardest Texan, and then deleting the channel, right? Which is not a very quote unquote like hard thing to do. I get the irony in that. I do. I really do. But that's that's what happened. You know. Sorry if I'm clearing my throat a lot. Down here in Texas, the weather over the last few days has kind of changed. Now today is only like in the 60s in the morning. It'll get up into the 80s or 90s by the hottest part of the day, but right now it's only in the 60s. The past few days in the morning it's been in the 40s, right? Which is pretty chilly. Pretty chilly when you had a really hot summer, and even more chilly when you've lost a little weight, right? Which I've done. I think it's pretty well documented on here. I've lost a little bit of weight. You lose a little bit of weight, it's a little colder outside. So I've been wearing a hoodie and stuff. I'm not wearing it today. Today is absolutely beautiful. Very nice day today. Very nice. Um, but past couple days I've been wearing a hoodie. It's nice. I I love the wintertime. Now, the wintertime is the worst time to drive in. But just for living in and surviving in, I love the winter, man. I love wearing me a nice big old warm hoodie and just enjoying life. But anyway, as for what I'm doing, you know, same stuff, same company, same places, same kind of work, same pretty much everything. Not a, that's another good lesson, right? It's like no matter how bad or tough or crazy it gets out in these YouTube streets, and believe you me, I've been through it. Maybe not as much as everybody. I've been through it my fair share. And at the end of the day, this shit it really doesn't matter. If you turn this off, if you just do your fucking job, you go home to your family, you do your routine, you do it every day. If you're doing all this shit right here, it doesn't really matter, you know. I've always said, if your company will fire you because of something you said on the internet, it's probably not a very good company. And it's the same thing if your family or your loved ones or your kids, or your girlfriend, or your wife, or if anybody is going to ditch you or if your life is going to change in any way because of some shit you said on the internet, probably wasn't a good situation anyway. If your shit that you're if the foundation that you've built your castle on is so fragile that some shit you said on the internet or some creeps getting pictures off your Facebook or fucking with your Facebook statuses or whatever. If your foundation is strong, none of that matters. Because at the end of the day, you could just turn this shit off, go about your routine, get your head straight, and come back. You know. But you have to actually leave. You have to actually quit watching. Right? You have to actually unsubscribe. You have to actually do all these things, right? And that in itself is hard to stop doing that, to stop watching. So I got a pointer for you guys. This is what I've used this last time, right? Take some time off, right? Take some time away from that. Unsubscribe from everybody. You know, do it. Actually, do what you say you're gonna do, right? Take a break. Then create a second channel, a quote unquote side channel, a quote unquote troll account, right? Create you one of these. Then subscribe to the trucking drama guys that you like, right? Like for me, when I came back, I subscribed to JD, and maybe that was it, right? Um, and I went to some other channels that I knew had very active community tabs and all this stuff, right? You do that, get you a little fix that way, right? You just a little bit, you know. Then as don't just rush straight in to watching the guys that you hate. Don't do that. That's bad. You know what I mean? That'll get you right back to making videos, right? So just kind of tip your toe, just go out to the end of the pier and just kind of like get your little big toe, just put it in the water, pull it back out. You know what I mean? Because it's gonna be cold. The water's gonna be cold when you first stick that big old toe down there in the water. It's gonna be real chilly. So you pull it back out, right? Put a little bit more of your foot in there. Subscribe to some other people. You know, just kind of do it naturally, right? If you hear your favorite YouTuber talking about somebody's doing something, maybe go watch that video. Unless they say it's about you, then maybe stay away from that video. You know? But the important thing to remember is this stuff really isn't that big a deal, right? At the end of the day, this stuff is not that big of a deal. It does suck, right? It does suck when you've got 3, 4, 5 videos coming out just fucking dogpiling and shitting on you. That's not fun for nobody. I mean, unless you're like a real fucking masonist or crazy person who just loves being shit on, right? Then it could be pretty awesome. But if you're a normal person, when the shit flips, right? Another piece of advice. None, at the end of the day, 99% of these YouTubers, and I've learned this lesson probably as hard as anyone, but none, not nan one, 99% of these YouTubers are not your friends. Okay? They aren't. All right? They are also YouTubers with YouTube channels and a insatiable desire for content, right? So keep that in mind. I'm not saying, because this would be very hypocritical if I said this, I'm not saying don't be friends with other YouTubers. I'm not saying don't collaborate with other. I'm not saying any of that. What I'm saying with this whole thing is they're your YouTube friends, right? So you have to assume everything you say to these friends is public information, okay? Because sharing it to them is the public, okay? And I'm not saying it will ever go that way, right? But these YouTube friends you have, consider that the public, and don't say anything verbally or written to these people that you would not be okay with standing on when that eventually comes out. Okay? Just don't be, you know what I'm saying? Here's another thing. We live in a gotcha culture, right? So, if you're talking to somebody, don't shit talk other people that you're friends. You can shit talk people you don't like, but don't shit talk people you're friends with. It's all public, right? If you say it, you have to. Here's another thing. If you say something, assume it's recorded, even if it ain't, right? But that a lot of people are gonna say you shouldn't be saying anything that you don't stand on anyway, which is 100% true. That is 100% a factual statement. You should not say on the phone or in text anything that you don't 100% stand on, right? But when you, I get it, when you get on the phone or when you're texting with the boys, sometimes, you know, sometimes you ham it up, you know, locker room talk, right? We've all, you know, maybe not some of you nerds out there, but a lot of us have had locker room talk, right? Locker room talk. A lot of us have had locker room talk. And that's another thing, right? A lot of, you know, you get comfortable in a group of guys, a group of dudes, and you start with locker room talk, right? Be careful with that. Because these people that are like, we're friends, at the end of the day, they might take something out of context that you 100% fucking said, jokingly, or whatever, and fucking, you know, run with that shit. Happens all the time. Or it used to happen all the time. I don't know. I'm not going to lie to you. I really haven't been watching. I do have a side channel. I do check. Seems like YouTube's pretty quiet these days, but I do check. I do scroll through it, see what the titles are, see what's going on. I see the whole GW Bowles versus Codename Narc thing. I see it. I see all of it. I see the whole JF versus Double Clutch versus Big A-Hole. I see it all. I don't watch it all. But I see the titles. I see the community posts. I see the polls. I log in. I try to log into the side channel once a day, you know. But this is not a comeback. This is just all this is the morning ride. Or the morning I think that's why I said I was going to call it was the morning ride. Yeah, something like that. Something along those lines. Anyway, guys, appreciate y'all tuning into the video. I'm almost to work, so I don't want to make this like a two-part thing. I don't want to like pause it and keep it going. Plus, it's kind of long anyway. I've really thoroughly enjoyed this. Like I said, I miss these old just talking in the car on my way to work kind of things. I miss this stuff. Appreciate you guys listening. If you made it this far, I'm going to assume you like what you're hearing. Leave me a comment. Let me know where I'm wrong. Let me know where I'm right. Just, say what's up, whatever. Like the video if you don't mind. Subscribe, that'd be cool. I mean, if you made it this far, you probably liked the video. If you liked the video, hit the like button. If you like it enough to watch 30 minutes into the video, I mean, you're probably pretty fucking into it. So maybe subscribe, hit that bell so you get these videos and other videos and whatever as soon as they come out. But other than that, guys, I do appreciate you guys tuning into the video. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.